Welcome to our channel, ladies and gentlemen. The fight for economic freedom in Kenya and indeed the whole of Africa continues. Now, one of the people who has been at the center of that fight is none other than Nelson Amenya, a man who needs no introduction in the, do I call it Kenyan political scene, because he has been exposing William Samoei Ruto. Were it not for Nelson Amenya, Kenyans had gone to slumber. They would have woken up to find out that our airport was long gone. Nelson is the one who exposed the very clandestine deal between the government of Kenya and ADANI, where ADANI was to ostensibly expand our airport. They were going to take over for 30 years, then thereafter they were going to take money from our country forever. They were to get involved in our energy system and even our health system in the country. Is the whistleblower, is the man who gave documents to the current Kisii Senator, Richard Onyonka, and from there, it was not business as usual. The government was at pains trying to explain why they kept this from the public, why this was done without any public participation, whether there was going to be value for money, why ADANI had to be there forever even after the 30 years. Whether Kenya was not able to get this same money that they were saying they wanted from ADANI. So Nelson Amenya is revealing that ever since he exposed the government and the secret deals, his life has never been the same again, but is not shaken. First of all, there was a time Nelson wrote on his X handle that the government tried to intimidate his parents because Nelson is in France, but his parents are in the country. So they tried to intimidate his parents, but Nelson said he was not going to be intimidated. Then came the court cases. In October last year, this ADANI group went and filed a defamatory case against Amenya. And they were saying that Amenya is using his social handle pages to defame the ADANI, the Jayesh group. But the Kenyan court said that the matter that they were talking about was a matter that attracted public interest and it was being discussed publicly. And they said that whatever Amenya was saying could not be tantamount to defamatory. It didn't end there. They went and filed another case in February this year, another defamation case, and they were accusing Amenya of the same. The judge in France also looked at the level of the accusations and he dismissed that case, telling Jayesh Saini that all these matters that Amenya was writing about are matters of public interest and the constitution allows freedom of speech and expression, and so they didn't find Amenya culpable. It has only taken a few months, and now Jayesh Saini has taken it a notch higher. These ADANI groups, the ADANI links. Now they have filed another case, and this time around it is not a defamation case. It is a criminal case. The stakes are high. In the first case, Jayesh Saini demanded about 8 million shillings, claiming that his reputation had been damaged. The judge dismissed him. So this time round, stakes are even higher. Let me just give you what Amenya is saying so that you know. Amenya updated this on his X handle. He was saying, update, Jayesh Saini filed a criminal case against me in France and I'm gonna make sure I deliver the most humiliating defeat of his life. Even in the case currently ongoing in Kenya, where Willis Otieno, my lawyer, is holding the fort. The next hearing is in open court, and you'll all welcome. Jayesh will be on the dock for cross-examination. We will create a precedent for whistleblowers in Africa. They cannot steal from us and use our justice system to continue oppressing us. And that is exactly what they do. People who steal from our country are in conjunction with our government, in conjunction with our courts, so they can steal from you then use the same justice system to intimidate you. Do you know you can be jailed in your country because a foreigner has stolen your resources and you're trying to demand explanations? Do you know you can be killed while trying to follow the links between the government and these foreigners? So Amenya completes the statement by saying they cannot steal from us and use the same justice to continue oppressing us. The new colonialism, where the leaders who are there, instead of fighting for the rights of their citizens, are now in cahoots with foreign masters. They take our resources and they take them away to foreign banks. They have some secret deals. So, ladies and gentlemen, you will realize that Nelson Amenya is this one man who has decided that is going to be part and parcel of freedom fighting, economic freedom, that is. So, as Rigathi Gachagua continues to push William Ruto here, Ruto has another problem in France, and that is why these allies of William Ruto are also trying to deal with him, because if Amenya had been in the country, had he been in the country today, I don't think he would be there, because he really exposed such a very high stake deal, one that involved billions of shillings. I don't think he would be alive. This man would be gone. Thank God he's not around. There was a time a bill that protects whistleblowers was tabled in the country, in our parliament. I don't know the fate of that bill, but even had it been passed, do you think it would be effective? Do you think if you're accusing a government, for example, you're accusing, like in this case of ADANI, where Nelson Amenya is exposing the government of Kenya, had that bill been in place, do you think Amenya would be protected? Do you think he can come to the country freely, saying that, we had passed a bill that protects whistleblowers and therefore I'm free to move into my country? No. You cannot expect the same government that you're accusing to be in charge of your protection, because where would that protection come from? It would come from the government. So that bill, the witness protection bill, I don't think, even if it is not passed, let it remain, because if it is passed, it will wink you that, now that this bill has been passed, I'm free and I can enjoy my rights under the witness protection bill, and that is how you will be gone. But why do you think William Ruto, and I would say William Ruto because this is a deal between the government of Kenya and the ADANI group of companies? Remember that time, the former Attorney General, J.B. Uturu, was telling us that at some point, before they fell out with William Ruto, he was being given a call and told, can you sign? There's a document there that involves certain deals. Can you sign? Without being given a chance to peruse the documents. And when he requested to peruse documents as an Attorney General, he was told, your junior officers have worked on it, your staff has worked on it, so you just pen your signature. He refused. This tells you that there are a lot of deals that are going on. No wonder that public seal was taken from the Attorney General's office. William Ruto wanted it to be where he can control with Felix Kosgei. They do whatever they want. Why do you think they continue to torment the whistleblower in France? The reason this question is very important is because whenever you see in the political scene, you see something happening, it does not just happen. There is a reason behind it. And I only have one or two reasons why I think these people want to intimidate. They're trying to file cases because basically they're trying to intimidate Amenya. The intimidation will come in two ways. One, there is financial intimidation. Amenya has to use money. You have your lawyer. You have to go for these cases. When you don't have money, someone can really frustrate you, because Jayesh is someone who has got a lot of money. He's got no problem filing these cases, having lawyers, one of the best lawyers in town, But for Amenya, I don't think Amenya has enough money to waste, because what Jesh is doing is just wasting money, taxpayers' money, of course, that they have taken. But for Amenya, Amenya is a hardworking person, I think, who that lacks the privilege that some people have, even the very dirty privileges of stealing from the public coffers. So the financial intimidation is there. Number two, time. When you have court cases, sometimes you are demanded to concentrate on them, so they can take some of your time. Thank God that maybe lawyers will take care of that. Number two, they want to silence Amenya. Silence can come in several ways. They want, for example, the court to ensure that you are blocked from publishing anything to do with ADANI. Once you have been blocked, then they will do whatever they want and you will not talk. They might also want to intimidate Amenya to come on the negotiating table to name his price. Once you name your price, they will give you the amount that you are maybe requesting for after negotiations, so that you keep quiet as public coffers are run dry. Or they might just want to intimidate you so that you can fear. You can fear publishing this, you just keep quiet. And the reason why I think this is very important is just the other day, Amenya exposed that there is another plan. There is another, I think in Dubai or so, there is another deal that William Ruto is signing, and it could be another secret deal. They want to begin expansion of the airport. And Amenya was saying that maybe that is another ADANI. So this new takeover could have informed the new filing of another case, so that they expect that this court will hear them and bar Amenya from publishing anything in the name of ADANI and Jayesh. But they had lost the first case. I don't think they can win this. The first case was defamation case. Now they are talking of a criminal case. They understand that if they win this case, then Amenya will be fined heavily. So maybe they want to use that to intimidate him, that you will pay dearly. But Amenya is not alone, ladies and gentlemen. There are very many Kenyans who are standing with Amenya. I was reading the comments. Others are even telling him, wake up or pay bill, because Kenyans understand that were it not for Amenya, it would have been something else. It would have been something else. So, ladies and gentlemen, that is where we are today. The fight against corruption, the fight against, plundering of our resources, it has gone, because it is now left to Kenyans themselves, because the institutions that are supposed to help us guard our resources, guard the taxpayers' money, those institutions that are also expected to help us even regain stolen money, are the same institutions that are sabotaging the very process of recovering the resources. So Kenyans have decided that they're going to take it upon themselves. And I like Kenyans in the diaspora, they're a little bit safe, and they've decided we are not going to keep quiet. Even Kenyans in the country, they tweet, they talk about it, they risk their lives. The fight continues. A luta continua. Let's wait for the case, and we hope that just like the first one, this one is also dead on arrival, because these are attempts to silence a whistleblower. These are attempts to intimidate, but they will not succeed. We have always noted that in as much as you can try to silence people, you can maybe silence the messengers, I always say, but the message will be there. The message is home. We have known that there was a plan to take our heritage, something like the airport you want to lease for 30 years, under the private public partnership. That is exactly what is happening even in Kisumu. Nyong'o is complaining that the sugar mills are going to be leased under, secretive processes, because he's saying there is no public participation, there is no evidence of value for money. There are a lot against the court orders. No stakeholders' opinions were taken into consideration. It has been the same thing, and you can always take it to the bank that someone wants to pocket. The former AG says that whenever you see William Ruto involved in a project, know that money is involved, and is quoting, mentioning planting of trees, where some billionaire was to pump in 100 million or something to the tune of billions, some big money there. So we can easily conclude that there is another deal that is ripe and it is in the offing. We will hear about it very soon.